Hey there, welcome to Pop Culture Cupid.
I'm Alison, love coach, here to help you single people find your way back to love.
And I'm Michal, I'm a single life coach. I help singles embrace themselves and their singleness, as well as develop a healthy self relationship.
In this podcast, we will look at how pop culture impacts romance, dating, and your love life.
And each week we'll shoot another arrow through another pop culture delusion.
I thought we weren't going to do the whole cheesy thing.
And then burst into smithereens.
Oh my god, dude, that's so cringe!
Sorry, it's in the intro now.
If you make it through the chaos and you enjoy what you hear, please leave a comment, like, subscribe, and go to all the social media.
At Pop Culture Cupid on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Enjoy!
Hey!
Hello!
How's it going?
It's going good. I can't complain. It's going good. How about you?
Yeah, it's going pretty well, Exciting stuff going on. I just had an amazing consult call with a guy who's married and is trying to save his relationship. So he's had his call. I'm going to have a call with her and see how we're going to set everything up. It's going to be great.
Huh.
Did it just freeze?
Yeah, it froze for a second, but you're back now. Fun stuff.
Why? I just had a 1 hour call and nothing froze. Okay.
Maybe it's to do with the recording. Like maybe because it's recording it. Although it shouldn't, but who knows? Can start over from, I guess.
Right, first minute is gone.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do this to my hair because I'm gonna be distracted.
Okay.
Right. Hey.
Take two.
Take two.
Hi. Sorry. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very good. I can't complain. Just launched my new ebook, so I'm really excited about that. And it's like, whoa, after all that hard work, it's suddenly up there in the world.
What are you hoping from it? Like, what's the objective?
Well, first of all, I would like to help as many people as I can to battle their loneliness and learn how to create real connections. I think that's at the end of the day, just to get to as many people as possible, because it sort of is like a worldwide, I don't want to say pandemic, but kind of. And yeah, and just reach more people, help more people, and get people to come and work with me one on one, and I can help them more personally and just escort them through the process. How about you? How are you doing?
Good. I the way that I work is that I give like my first call with a potential client is free so that we can like get to know each other and the person can determine whether or not they like me or not, if they trust me and things like that. And last week I had an amazing one with a guy who's married and he's so the marriage is not doing very well and he's trying to save the relationship. And so he came and talked to me, and I'm going to talk to her next week, and we're going to see how we're going to figure out their kind of relationship and see how I can help them. So it's very exciting. I always love when I get one of these calls that just go really, really well.
Yeah, that's incredible. It's always nice to have a good connection with someone where you feel like you can really help them. And when you have a good connection and you feel like there's a good vibe between you two, then you can help them more and you understand them better. So that's really cool.
Yeah, it's amazing. I gotta say, I didn't sign up on Tinder because we said we were going to do that.
Oh, yeah, neither have I. I think life gets in the way sometimes. We should.
Yeah, we should. Definitely want to do that because I in the spirit of not going on Tinder, I still was thinking about my own experience on Tinder. So I thought I'd share my weird experience on Tinder.
Oh, fun.
So last time I was on Tinder was a year ago, kind of. But I was there as just somebody to just coach people, and I was there only to talk to people, which ended up me being blocked. fine.
Fun stuff.
But in my description, I wrote, so I had a nice picture of myself. And then in my description, I said, I'm not here to date. I'm just here to chat. I'm a love coach and I'm just here to see how Tinder works. And, if anybody wants to talk, I'm here to talk. I swear, so I matched with hundreds of guys because I would just swipe right on everyone.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's easy. So I just matched with, I wasn't thinking about what I was interested in. I did the statistics. Guess how many guys looked at my profile before coming to talk to me?
Probably zero, nearing zero.
Yeah, 5%.
Yeah.
I get it because I get it when guys swipe on the picture that they find is that it looks nice and then they read the profile if it's a match. Like that I can get. But coming to talk to me and saying, hi, what are you looking for here on Tinder or things like that without reading the profile, that's where everything is said, that is just absolutely ridiculous.
Well, isn't that like, I'm sorry to like sort of stigmatize here, but it really is what it is. That's the difference between men and women. And I've seen it myself. And I've actually also done some content writing for a few dating sites. So I've seen the behind the scenes. And it is what it is. Men come for one thing and they don't particularly care who it's with. Women, on the other hand, do care more. And a lot of the times men don't really think too much about how women feel or how women think. And they sort of just assume women are like them. They just want to go with whoever's going to write to them. And they don't think about the fact that women get a lot of men like that who just want to be with them and, for the night and go
Like
away.
the burnout, the exhaustion of just all of this, I can get it. Like why some women end up being really frustrated and things like that. It's just the non-stop repeating the same thing of just guys just, again, you can swipe right on a picture, but if you're gonna go engage the conversation, just read it's 5 lines. It's nothing.
Yeah. But I don't think they care that much. Like for them, VJ's a VJ. I'm sorry if that's not allowed here, but I mean, at the end of the day, at least that's what I felt from my experience and from seeing the behind the scenes as well. It's especially on Tinder, I think, where people just up front, they just come like to begin with, they come with the agenda of finding someone for the night. And most women don't work that way. I think a lot of women, I connection. I need something more than that. I can't just be with just any man. I just don't enjoy it. Not to mention that most men, when they don't know the woman, they don't care as much. So they just think about their own needs and pleasures and things like that. So,
Yeah. So the conclusion to
well,
that is, guys, read the blooming profile,
yeah,
and
yeah.
ladies
And
just
you could tell when a guy hasn't read it. And when we want to see that person who's gonna not just come say hi, what's up, or just I want to see that person who's a bit more attentive and actually asks me something maybe that he's seen in my profile, something that that why are you writing to me? I don't want you to feel like I'm just one in 100 women you're writing to. I want to feel like you're intentionally writing to me because something about me appeals to you. And men need to learn how to talk to women like they want, not like what the men want. But yeah.
100%. 100%. Anyway.
Yeah, well, that's the wonders of Tinder.
Yeah.
Fun stuff.
To change the subject from Tinder to our very spicy topic for the day.
Very spicy.
You said you had some
Yeah.
statistics. I want to hear about them.
Well, some, and that's stretching it a bit, but I was very curious because for a show that, the whole premise is to find love. I mean, some of them do find love, but not many of them actually stay together, which on the one hand, like I'm thinking like maybe okay, also in real life it might be like that, but just over here it's televised, so it's more prominent. But out of the 4 seasons, other than season two, when no one is together anymore, season one, three, and four still have two or three couples together.
Oh,
Out of, I'm actually not sure how many couples.
I'm sorry. Did
I
we
think they're usually like five or six.
did we
Sorry,
premise this? Did we talk about? Did we mention that we're talking about Love Is Blind?
did we? Oh, well, it's fitting because it's blind, but so you're going into this completely blind, but we should have done that. We should have like guess which show we're talking about
Bum,
without
bum,
actually
bum.
yes, this is Love is Blind, where basically a bunch of women and men come together in these little pods. So these two rooms with like a, a wall in between, and they just get to know each other by talking and without seeing each other. And then they couple up, they reveal themselves, and then they sort of have a period of time where they live together, get married, and oh no, they live together for a while, and then they go to the wedding and they have to say I do, and then it's just like this whole drama thing with who's going to say I do and who's not going to say I do in the last minute. So fun.
Quality. Honestly, I mean, go and watch the show.
Yeah,
We're gonna
shit, it's
be
entertaining.
we're gonna be giving a bit of spoilers, which is, that's life. But I mean,
They're not going to remember the names
no,
anyway afterwards.
exactly. It is just
Who's who?
it's quality bad television,
It is, but we all need a guilty pleasure, so why not? I mean, it's kind of, I think it's a good reminder for us all that it's not only our love life that is, down the yeah. But I mean, the crazy thing is to me is that it has, I think, like 10% success rate, just about, and people still choose to go on the show and participate, which is crazy to me. Which only goes to show why people actually go on the show to participate,
Yeah,
if you know what I mean.
exactly. I was gonna say, do we really think that they're there to find love? I
No.
think the earlier seasons, yes.
Um, yeah, but yeah, well, maybe the people. I don't think the show is really. I don't think they care about who finds love or not. They care
I don't
about the
know.
rating.
I agree. I agree. The show doesn't care, but I think the people who go there, the contestants in the first couple of seasons, I think they care. I think that they genuinely want it to work. No, you think they just do it for the
Yes. No, I don't think it's just wanting to be in the public eye. I think a person who chooses to go on a show and find love on national television is not there just to find love. I think there's something about that where if you really wanted to just find love, I don't think you'd have to do it on national television. It's people the who want the exposure at the
Yeah.
end of the day. So I was saying if I don't find love out of this, at least I get some kind of exposure to the world, I guess. Who
So,
knows?
so let's go back to the spicy statistics. So season one, there are two couples.
Two couples, yes.
So I'm assuming that's Barnett's
And Amber, yeah, they were actually my favorite. I was really rooting for them. They're so adorable.
and the scientist.
Oh, I don't remember who does what, but it was Lauren and Cameron.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's the scientist, and she's
Yeah.
um. I'm sorry. I'm not going to go into this, but I want to say the black woman because, but I feel that's racist. I'm not saying this derogatory.
No,
She was the only
it's not.
color in that
Yeah,
season.
it's not what you say, it's how you say it, in my opinion, but you never know.
Yeah, so
Which,
these relationships, they're still together. Okay, good. I loved that couple of Cameron and Lauren. I thought they were great. And Amber
yeah,
and Matt, they were very entertaining.
they were very entertaining. And that's why we love watching it. We like to see the spicy couples with the, the special.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so what else?
What else? And then season two, there was no one still together, which isn't very surprising because who even remembers season two? I
Isn't
don't. I don't even.
isn't season two with the Indian marriage?
Is it though? I don't recall. That's the thing, is that you watch it, but that's the thing about trash TV and the guilty pleasures. You watch it, you enjoy it for the moment, and then you remember nothing about it afterwards.
Yeah,
Unless it's some sort of drama that maybe you like watch on YouTube to see what's going on with it, and then afterwards it dies down and you're like dying down with it.
yeah. which leads us to season three.
Season three, which I feel like was the most freshest in, well, actually, no, probably season four, but season three had the most like interesting drama, in my opinion. So we
Yes,
have Alexa, which was such a funny couple, but
they're still together.
you, they're still together. Yeah, with all the, yeah, her wedding dress, lovely. And then there was Colleen and Matt, who I'm frankly very surprised they're still together because I felt like he was gaslighting the shit out of her the whole season.
Well, I don't know about the word gaslighting, but there was something strange in that relationship. But I also
Mm-hmm.
feel that she just felt awkward on camera.
Yeah, I think, well, yeah,
But then because she did an interview with Natalie. Do you remember Natalie, the Asian woman with the big like American jock type of guy?
maybe. Oh, maybe. I can't
Anyway,
remember
well,
now all of them
there's
offhand.
another podcast of two love is blind women who interviewed Colleen, and Colleen was saying, "Yeah, I know people think that he was manipulating me and was horrible and things like that, but genuinely, I'm just very awkward on camera, and he's just very stressed out, and this wasn't a very good experience for him. He was only doing it for love. He was not doing it for the clout, and since then, he's gone off social media. We're still together. It's just that being on camera is very strange for us, and it was probably not the best idea for us to do that."
Yeah, that could be true. That could, it
Yeah,
sounds plausible. I think also at the end of the day, again, this show wants the rating and they want the drama. So they're not gonna show you the domestic lovey-dovey, only the domestic lovey-dovey things,
yeah,
if at all. Like they're gonna prioritize anything that causes drama, that stirs up, like, buzz in the internet. They're not
yeah.
gonna just show you the so, and yeah, at the end of the day, and you see it everywhere. If they want to, they can turn any person into a villain, into a freak, into whatever it is. So they can just show you one side of one person, one dimension, and fly with it.
Wasn't it this show where that kind of didn't really happen, but tried to with what's her name? What are both their names? You know,
Zenab
yes,
and I think I wrote down the name. Zenab and where did I have it down? And Cole, Zenab and Cole.
Nicole.
Yes, that's another story, also from season three, that that was crazy to me. That like, and that's the thing is that if there was something there, they would have shown it and they would have painted him that way the whole season,
Yeah,
but they didn't.
because
And
it's
at the
so
end,
easy to do as well. Paint a bad
yeah,
guy bad. Like,
yeah. And I watched that scene over again with the whole cutie story and where she's saying him, all I ate today was two bananas. She was talking to him as if he was complaining about what she was eating. Like you can hear in her tone of voice that she sort of like was like, all I ate today was two bananas. So why are you like, you know what I mean? That was kind of the tone of voice she was talking to him. And he was completely oblivious. He was like sort of going on about we have such a huge dinner coming up, and then he's like, wait, what, why did you only eat that, like why, like it's so there's a discrepancy here that I'm sure both sides weren't completely okay,
yeah.
and it's sort of one side is blowing it up to their thingy and the other side was, I don't know where he was, but I feel like that whole story was kind of blown out of proportion.
I feel that that is the absolute example of toxic femininity,
Mm-hmm.
where when she blew up at the wedding, at the altar, I was surprised. I was like, whoa, like that is savage. That is very kind of intense and hurtful and violent.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking, what did he do to deserve this? And I was not sure about what to think. I was not sure what to think about this situation. But I was leaning towards this seems a bit like an overreaction. But I don't want to do like the victim blaming thing. Like there are so many things that we didn't know. She's using all of the buzzwords of like fat shaming and things like that. It's like, and she's not fat, and you know, she's in that kind of sweet spot of just, you know, she has some kind of fat on her, but it's not over fat, but you know, you can understand why
She
she's
looks amazing. I
she
think she
looks
looks
amazing.
amazing.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. She's not this skinny person, but she is
Yeah.
by no means overweight. But I can get why she has feelings about how she looks just because of, you know, social media. Anyway, so I was thinking, okay. And then during the reunion, the way that Alexa kind of pulled everybody together to like hate on Cole, and the way that Alexa's husband
Yeah.
Brennan was like, oh yeah, blah blah blah, toxic masculinity. I was like, this is just the exact example of women having a loud mouth, choosing weak men to follow the cause for something that's just completely wrong.
Yeah. The way the whole thing was dealt was very poor in my opinion. And I think, yes, this may be on national television, like maybe the world still don't show you everything and you don't know exactly what goes on behind closed doors and when the cameras are off or in every conversation they had. So you don't really know what's going on. But to go off on someone like that in the last minute when they're, under, I keep wanting to say under the chuppah, but at the altar. And I'm like, that is not, you're like doing everything that you're complaining about right now. You're
Yeah,
shaming him in front of everyone like that, all at one go, like that moment where she's just exploding and letting everything out. Which, by the way, as a side note, is a great reason, an example why you shouldn't hold things in and why you need to talk about things up front and as you go and not to like allow it to come to the point where it's exploding like that and then there's no way back. But I digress. I feel like she could have done it way better. If that's how you feel, that's okay. Just don't do it like that in such a way where it's so icky. Like you're complaining to him. She said even like you single-handedly destroyed my confidence. And what are you doing? I'm sorry.
yeah, exactly.
But nothing, no matter, even if everything she's saying is true, nothing he did justifies the way she humiliated him like that. You're sort of just stooping to his level.
Yeah,
And two wrongs don't make a right. So you have to take him before and talk about these things. And obviously he was completely oblivious to what was going on. And maybe that he should have been a bit more attentive to realize her insecurities and to understand that maybe she's misinterpreting some of his things, or maybe he's treating her in small slight ways that touch on her weak points. But this, again, this is why conversations need to be had and not to hold things in and to just talk about the things and not do it. Yes, this whole show is public, but not to do it in that moment where you're just humiliating him to sort of what pay him back for what he did
yeah.
to you. I don't know.
I was like this. I wholeheartedly agree, and I'm happy that as soon as that episode dropped, I went straight to social media. Usually I don't go to
Yeah.
social media, but here I went on Twitter, I went on Instagram. I wanted to see what people thought. And I saw that a lot of people were agreeing with what we're saying of just this is out
Mm-hmm.
of order. But sadly, a lot of people are agreeing with how she's behaving and how Alexa is behaving. And I'm like, that is not okay. And what I find not okay is people like Alexa and the Alexa type of overwhelming, overbearing personality of saying this is wrong and you're
Mm-hmm.
wrong and blah blah blah. It's just leading to the bad conversation. And also Alexa had no idea what was going on. So just, you know,
Yeah.
shut the fuck up, basically. And
Yeah.
you want to give Zenab the benefit of the doubt of just this is how she was feeling about it. And okay, she's not behaving well, but maybe this is how she's feeling about it. And she's like overwhelmed with her own feelings. And she's projecting on Cole and maybe give her the benefit of the doubt. But then the
Yeah.
following episode of the reunion after the reunion type of
Hmm.
thing, where she's saying blah blah blah, and I still think that Cole was a dickhead and an asshole, and he did this and this and this, when she was shown exactly what he was doing and it wasn't doing badly, and like a lot of people agree, and that is just she overreacted, and she also needs to apologize, and she didn't. I was like, you are the worst example of like, you did something in the wrong and then you are insisting about being in the wrong, and that for me is the worst thing in the world. It's the worst trait that somebody can have.
Yeah, you sort of that's the victimhood mentality. First of all, you're like victimizing yourself and you're seeking pity and you want people to sympathize with you and you enjoy it. You enjoy that sort of attention, which I think is pathetic, but okay. And I feel like when you watch the show, sorry, but not sorry, saying it as they are, it just really annoys. It really irks me to no end uh, how anyone can come and just make something up, or not even make it up. You just blow up the truth to proportions that are just ridiculous. And then poor man, what is he gonna do? And even if it isn't true, there's always going to be people who believe her. There's always going to be people that that remember him for that, and it's gonna probably, you know, be a cloud above his head his whole life now because that's already out there.
Yeah.
And when you watch the show again, especially like knowing what you know, it's very easy to see the amount of times she was so mean to him
Oh
and
yeah.
how she was always like telling him how immature he is or pointing out all the things that he does wrong, how messy he is. And she's always making him feel bad. And so I think this whole relationship was completely toxic because I guess both of them were, because he was also saying a lot of like, I think he's just very immature, and I think he's just a lot of times he says things without thinking. He
Yeah.
has no ill intent. He just says things, whatever, like how he rated her 9 and Pauline a 10, or when he says that she's bipolar or something. I don't know. There's a lot of things that, but she was sort of just being mean to him as well. So like you're sort of just blaming him, but you're doing the same thing. At least he has the decency to apologize, even though he didn't really realize what he was apologizing for. He was crying on national television from this prospect of maybe being an evil person that she's painting him to be.
I know. I know, my heart broke for him. I agree. He's just clumsy. He's an
Yeah.
immature, clumsy guy that I think most guys are suffering from these days because of everything
Mm-hmm.
that's going on about the Me Too movement. And, I feel that these days, if you're a white heterosexual man, you're in trouble. You're in
Yeah.
trouble. And I feel like the Alexa character and the Zenab character of these strong, like, these not strong, not positive, but still strong-headed personalities of just like they're going to go for it.
Yeah.
I saw an easy target in Cole and thought we're going to go for it because right now social media and like society is backing us, is behind us, and we're going to make a whole thing of this because it's easy to make men the target, and they are to blame.
Yeah.
And I think that that's exactly what they did, and it's so unfair. It's so unfair of just, Alexa, and honestly, in the situation, Brennan kind of backing, oh, I agree with my woman. It's just like, you need to think it for yourself. You're like,
Yeah.
I appreciate the men out there fighting the good fight for equality and women's rights, but you need to think about what it is that you're saying. Like, and Brennan, after seeing the images about the cuties and everything, was still like, I agree with my woman. Well, I'm sorry, I don't want men who back up false things to be on my side. Like, I don't need you. The fight is complicated enough without having you just talk shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the problem, is it's everywhere. And I think it's no wonder a lot of people try to just stay away from these things altogether. and are scared to find love and are scared to meet people because you never know. Like in this day and age, especially with social media and the internet and all the technology around, things spread like wildfire, whether they're true or not. Like it really doesn't matter. People just need something to talk about, and people just don't. Especially today, I find it so ridiculous. People spread things
Yeah.
without even fact checking, without even, looking into it a bit. They just share it because it's trendy, because everyone's doing it, because it's going around, which just goes to show the I'm sorry to say this, but the stupidity of some people, where they're just sharing things because, oh, women shouldn't be treated this way. And she's saying that, and it's not okay that it's on. I'm sorry, but yes, it's true that women shouldn't be treated this way if it actually happened, but don't share things like that and don't spread it because you're ruining someone's life who may be innocent. It's like ridiculous to me, and this happens all the time. And and not only in these kind of topics, but just believing on face value and just spreading it even more without using your brain and looking into things even more. And I'm kind of digressing here again, but oh,
Well,
it annoys me to no end.
I was talking the other day. I was driving a family to the airport, and their kids are 10 and 6. And
Mm-hmm.
so the 10-year-old and I, we were talking and things. And I don't know how we come to this type of conversation with a 10-year-old, where I was like, well, sometimes people post things on the internet that are not necessarily true. And you just need to be careful and think for yourself. And I don't know, I can't remember how we got in this conversation. And she was just like, what do you mean? And I said, well, sometimes people will say things because they know that it will get an argument going, or that it will get them popular. And I said, but even though it's wrong. And I said, yes. And she said, but what if people are telling them that they're wrong? Why aren't they listening? And I was like, this is very deep. And I can't be having this
Mm-hmm.
conversation with you. You're 10. Please believe that the world is pink, and and just keep going, because I don't want to ruin it for her. She was like, so her mind was blown of just, why are people saying wrong things if they know that it's
Yeah,
wrong? And
yeah.
yeah, I found it beautiful that she was like so surprised at this. And her mum and I were just exchanging looks of like, her bubble is going to burst. And that's such a shame.
Mm-hmm. It is a shame. And I think it's a shame that we don't all keep a piece of that innocence in us of just, I mean, it's, and the most ridiculous part is that it was all televised.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's parts we don't see, but it was televised. You can go on and look for yourself
Yeah.
and see the evidence, and people still would rather believe the woman because it's harder to believe that a woman would lie about such things than to believe that she would and it isn't true
Yeah.
and the evidence.
Yeah.
So
It's what I tell my clients of just like, assume that people are telling the truth, because it's nicer to live in a world where you think that people are telling you the truth, but use your common
yeah.
sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Use your
Yeah.
common sense of just, sometimes, if something doesn't feel right, or, that's probably the truth. And then instead
Yeah.
of making a big mess around it, just leave that person alone. If you feel that's wrong, then just take a step back and have that be that.
Yeah. Which is why it's so important to date consciously, like to be aware. I feel like a lot of times when I'm dating someone who's like sort of like maybe not even purposely, but you feel like they're like sort of so charming that you get lost and you lose your senses and you lose your mind, and you afterwards you don't even remember what you said or did. I feel like that's a red flag to me. I don't want to date someone who I feel like I'm sort of losing all of my senses around. And it's important to stay conscious, to stay present, to be there and understand what's going on and who you're with and who this person is, and to use your, as much as it's like a love heart thing, you need to use your
Yeah.
brain in these sort of situations, because that's how you end up being in a relationship with someone who can do something like this to you. And it's sad to say that we have to really be careful with who we date these days and not go into it blindly.
Yes. Uh,
Yeah. But
we said no
yeah,
cringe.
no, I couldn't help it. It actually came out naturally. I didn't think about it. So it was no pun intended.
It's
So
in your DNA.
is
Um,
it? Yeah.
but what I mean is like Cole exactly did this. Of he went into it blind.
Yeah.
He didn't say it consciously because the videos that the production showed at the end of just the way that Zenab was talking to him,
Yeah.
he should have picked up on that. I was like, I mean, why are you being so aggressive? Because the way she said, and I only do this, and she didn't say it in a, I only ate 2 bananas today. Um, and she didn't say, oh well, I'm eating two because that's just, that's what I feel like. She was like, because I'm trying to lose weight, because that's the allocated portion, Cole, and things like that. And I was like,
Yeah.
the way she was saying it, Cole did not pick up on it at all. He was just,
Yeah.
as you said, completely blah blah blah. And you know, again, similar to last week's conversation of, not wanting to victim blame, but just understanding the behavior of just, now I hope that you are learning from this and just picking up on, tone and what is said and things like that. Because, it's very easy to say guys just are completely oblivious to these things. I don't think that's true. I think guys are aware. And just as women should stand up for themselves and not put up with this type of rubbish, if a man was making remarks about what I was eating, yes, I would stand up for myself. But if
Yeah.
I'm doing it in a way where the guy is like, well, I mean, I'm sorry, that's not what I meant, let's have a talk, that should be fine as well. And so, the lesson for Cole here is date consciously, of be aware of how you're being spoken to and what is being said, because it's completely unjustified.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, I think it's why we just need to be very conscious again of like what what is going on, and talk about things as you go, like not to just let things happen and whatever. And I don't know if it's like the issue, like everything is so overwhelming while they're on camera, because that could also very well be, like, oh my god, there's so many cameras and you're sort of like kind of even more spacey. But which is again why I don't believe these shows actually work, because I feel like you're too blinded by the camera and the crew and everything going on, that you're sort of, obviously you're going to miss things, obviously you're not going to be able to pay 100% attention to the person you're with, because you're too much. I don't think you're able to be in that kind of situation and forget that there's cameras around and forget that there's people watching you at home, and sort of be hyper aware of everything you say and do, and then misread things that are said to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, don't go on reality TV to find love.
No, I feel like, look, I think again, it's sad to say, I think most people don't go on these shows to find love. I think it's sort of like the byproduct, basically. I think the main reason why a lot of people go on the show is because they just want to be on live television, or I don't, not live, but like they want to be,
Yeah, they
get
want
the
they,
exposure, and yeah,
yeah, sadly I think you're right. I
because
think,
sorry.
well, I mean, that Love is Blind and like Love Island and things like that. So part of the romantic in me thinks that the first contestants are thinking, okay, I'm gonna find love and it's gonna be great. But now talking about it with you, I'm also thinking maybe the production team is contacting them in the sense of, you're gonna get social media, you're gonna get famous, you blah blah blah, and maybe you'll find love, but mostly you'll become famous. And now that I think about it, some of them do come out with the saying, I want to find love. I've always wanted to find love. I wanted to find love. Some of them came out saying that. But others,
Yeah,
they do say, I just wanted to become famous.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, I feel like if you really wanted to purely find love, would Like, why would you want to put your life on display like that? Your love life so intimately on camera.
It froze. It
Did
froze
you
that.
freeze there?
It froze that if you really wanted to find
I
love.
think you're frozen, or am I frozen?
Uh, well, you're frozen and I'm frozen. Why does it do that? Is it
Yeah.
okay? Start again at if they really wanted to find love.
What was I saying? I feel like if they really wanted to find love, they wouldn't do it on national television where millions of people around the world could see you. It's such an intimate, personal journey that any normative person who likes their privacy wouldn't want to do it when so many people are watching them. And who would be willing to embarrass themselves in such a way if it weren't for the clout that they get for it, like the exposure? I mean, I've never actually checked this, but like if you go and look at how many followers they had before or how many followers they had after, just that is worth it. Having followers these days means something. And you don't even have to get to the end to actually, get the exposure that you need. So,
Yeah, there was Love Island.
yeah, but I don't think I've actually seen it.
Well, I mean, just as an example before we wrap up, but there was one contestant on Love Island who like went up to millions of followers, and now because of Live Island, and now she used to be an influencer, but not that many followers, and then she got to millions and millions, and now she makes her living of it. And other people are
Wow.
saying like, "Wow, I think it's Molly May. Look at her, I can do the same." And it's just,
Yeah, that's exactly it.
mm,
That's exactly it. Because otherwise, why would you want to go on television and for everyone to see these embarrassing moments or to see your heart getting broken or to see yourself kissing, making out, touching, going on dates, talking about personal things, bringing your family on? It's at the end of the day, you wouldn't want to do any of that if you didn't want the exposure, or if you didn't mind having yourself out and about on everyone's telly. So,
so conclusion: date consciously. Don't
yes.
go on national television, reality television to find love. I think those are pretty good tips from this whole thing.
Yeah, and be open to each other, talk about things, don't brush them under the rug if you don't want to explode, and just be authentic. I feel like at the end of the day, that's it. And don't humiliate each other and don't try to like even the grounds by sort of payback or humiliating them back or
Yeah.
hurting them as justice to your pain.
Okay. Well,
Anyway, that's been us, I guess.
yeah. You enjoyed everything we kind of talked about and have anything to add? Do you agree with us? Do you disagree with us? Are we raging racist bitches? Whatever.
Are we mean? Are we mean?
Are we mean? We're not mean. Or
We're not mean.
do we have
We
great
don't mean to.
insight? Are we fighting the good fight? Um,
Or we're just rambling
or were we just
because we're
rambling?
having fun.
Or all of the above? Maybe all of the
Yeah.
above.
Let us know. Let
Let
us
us
know.
know.
Add comment, write to us anywhere you'd like. Instagram, YouTube. Where else are we? TikTok, I guess.
Yeah, TikTok, pop culture, pop culture Cupid. I nearly forgot the name of our
Yes.
podcast. Great, our great, our
Yeah.
great name.
Yeah. And while you're there, don't forget to follow us, of course, for more amazing, amazing content and fun, entertaining pearls of wisdom. And like our stuff because we like likes.
We like likes because we are doing this one part for fun, also for clout. So you know.
Yeah, exactly. We want to get exposure.
So yeah, I mean, support us if you feel like it, and we'll see you very soon.
Yeah, we have more pearls of wisdom about I was going to say Love Island. About Love is Blind. I have quite a few more things to say about the topic actually.
Talk about it
Don't we
next.
all? Yes.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.